close-up right now. Texas Tech, 7-2 on the season, taking on Oral Roberts at 3-7. Looking to shock the world tonight.
Watch the battle of the front court. ORU extremely thin. No Alajiki, the leading rebounder, second leading scorer. Watch the battle of the front court. We see ORU get into this zone. This is their game plan. Try to disrupt the offense and the flow of Texas Tech.
McMillan will disrupt the defense early on. Bombs away, 3-0 Red Raiders.
And that is what he is doing exceptionally well, shooting 52 from 3. When you're playing a zone, you have to know where all the shooters are, Pete.
You see that starting 5 at the bottom of your screen, and King, you touched on it. No Sam Alajiki tonight, their second leading scorer and leading rebounder. They will miss him. Talking to Oral Roberts coaches earlier today, we said, how do you fill that void left by Alajiki? He said, by committee. Long rebound for the Golden Eagles early on. Coach McCaslin has to hate seeing that after Texas A&M had 18 offensive rebounds last game. That was a Texas Tech loss. Looking to get back on the right track at home tonight. Foul is on the floor as Hawkins hits the deck.
And that's one thing that ORU's guards is extremely good at. They get into the paint as well as anybody in the Summit League. Texas Tech's perimeter defense, one area which Coach McCaslin says they have to improve on, will be tested tonight.
Pressure is extended. Hawkins, that ball is like a yo-yo. Transfer coming over from Minnesota, from the DMV. Ball is batted away. Chance McMillan comes up with it, whips it to the left side. Here's Kerwin Walton. Walton loses the basketball and regains possession. 5 on the shot clock. Hawkins, kick ball.
It's a good defensive possession so far from ORU. Shot clock resets to 20 because of the kick ball, but you got it all the way down to 4. You're allowing Texas Tech to not see any clean shots. You're making the pass among the perimeter, not allowing driving lanes.
McMillan, nice look back door. Federico, it falls.
And he's played extremely well, averaging 7 points and 5 rebounds in the last 2. I think the game against A&M last game, he played some really valuable minutes.
McBride, no look, fires it over to Navarro. Navarro, back outside. 5 on the shot clock. Spinning to the hole. Shot clock almost expires, and it does. A clunky possession there for the Golden Eagles. And there's Russell Springman, the head man. Paul Mills, if you remember, took the Golden Eagles to a Sweet 16, a 30-5 overall season. In 23 as well. He left for Wichita State, and Russell Springman slid over after 17 years coaching as an assistant at Texas. Federico, he's got 4 straight.
And one thing that you know about Coach McCaslin, at Baylor, we ran this zone that ORU is running. Sam Patterson put it in. Grant McCaslin knows how to beat this zone, get the ball to the middle, and let Darian Williams decide where to go with the ball. Good and one right there by Chance Williams, getting out in transition. Easy stops, good stops lead to easy buckets.
And an opportunity for a 10-0 lead as let's see how this one went down. You see in the open floor, Navarro gets tied up, and McMillan with a chance for a 3-point play.
He takes the bump. I think that's one area in which McMillan has gotten so much better. His game is more diversified, right? Last year, he was just a 3-point shooter. This year, he can go inside out. He can shoot it off the bounce and not just the catch-and-shoot guy. McMillan has definitely put in work in the offseason.
Navarro controls, top of the key, blanketed by McMillan. McBride at the controls, 12 on the shot clock. Left side, Robinson, he is a sniper. Gives it up. Would have been a big 3 if it had fallen for McBride. Long rebound, and there is the sniper, Robinson.
And long shots equal long rebounds. When you're playing against a team like ORU, who gets up a lot of 3s, you have to be aware that the ball might fly over your head, so you can't get too deep.
That was a huge basket for the Golden Eagles. Hawkins whips it over his head to Walton. Quick pass, Darian Williams. threading the needle to the basket. Splash.
That's one thing that ORU was concerned with. This young man right here, Darian Williams, is an absolute mismatch problem. Not only can he score, but his facilitating. He also has great vision at the 4 spot.
McBride has his work cut out for him right now. His team down 12-3. Robinson coming off a big 3 for himself. Shot clock running out again. Long 3 from Robinson. Catches iron, out of bounds. Red Raiders basketball. 12-3. Grant McCaslin will talk it over with his troops. Says, hey, Chance, let's pick it up a little bit. 15:44 left. We'll step aside. World with the transfer portal. And there it is in the offseason. Texas Tech losing Pop Isaacs and others, but hey, you got to feel like you hit the jackpot now as you hit the slot machine when you see the players they gain, King.
Yeah, well, this is just the new age of college basketball, right? It's who can get their team to gel the quickest. I mean, when you look at what Grant McCaslin did, picking up guys like Kevin Overton, who's an absolute bucket getter, JT Toppin, who's been a man amongst boys up to this point of the season. I mean, these are 2 high-level transfers who could have went almost anywhere in the country. So this is just the new age. You either got to get with it or get lost, Pete.
Well, Federico has been getting with it. The transfer coming over from Pitt with 4 points early. And there we see the balanced scoring. Now, Texas Tech is without JT Toppin tonight, but you see it is spread throughout. The love is everywhere on this Red Raider team.
And that's the biggest thing, Pete, is they have to find an identity. I mean, yes, Pete, you have guys who can score the basketball, but you still have to find an identity. And when you talk to Grant McCaslin, he says his team doesn't have one yet. And that's not a bad thing, but they've been dealing with so many injuries that it's hard to really establish that up to this point of the season.
They barely had everybody together in a practice healthy all season long. Rhythm is a word you hear a lot from Coach McCaslin as you see the first turnover from the Red Raiders tonight. His team is hoping to find that before they head into the Big 12. Robinson moves to his left. Top of the key. McBride shuffles into the lane, too strong. Rebound kicks out to the freshman. Just into the game is Christian Anderson.
And Christian Anderson is a guy who I am extremely high on. I think he has a lot of potential. And if you're a Texas Tech fan, I would not be surprised if you see this young man starting before the end of the year.
Emily Yalaho into the game, too. Yalaho, top of the key. Too strong, almost gets his own rebound, but racing in to grab it is McBride. Miller, catch and shoot, that's what he does best, drills it.
Well, he is Oral Roberts' most efficient scorer. When he gets going, they can be in for a very, very, very good day on the offensive side. He is just extremely up and down. Consistency is the one word that I would look at when I talk about Miller.
Overton controls, whistle, travel. Second turnover comes quickly after the timeout for Texas Tech. 6-point game now. Opportunity for Oral Roberts.
So after the timeout, Pete, Oral Roberts went to man-to-man. They started off the game in zone. Texas Tech was picking their zone apart. They go to man, get 2 stops. This is what you want to see early on in the game when you're on the road as an underdog.
Luke Gray into the basketball game for Oral Roberts as he sets the screen, or looks to set the screen for Robinson. Anderson and Robinson tango on the left wing. Miller delivers a travel of his own on the other end. And those are the kind of mistakes you got to imagine that the Golden Eagles just can't make tonight, King.
Yeah, but I'd rather a dead ball turnover than a live ball turnover. And right there, the ball does that. Texas Tech is not allowed to get in transition based off of that turnover, because those are the ones, Pete, in a game like this that absolutely hurt you the most. Dead ball turnovers you can live with.
Hawkins Room to work with, knocks it down. You know, Coach McCaslin says people talk about him as a pass-first point guard, but he can shoot the rock.
He can, but he hasn't done it well to this point, Pete. He has not scored the ball like we saw him score it at Minnesota or like we saw him score it at Howard, primarily due to the fact that there's better players on the court. So once again, he's one of those guys that has to learn how to gel with his teammates when he's playing with such good players like JT Toppin, like Darion Williams.
Gray, after missing a three, the offensive board was collected by Rosario, but Gray can't finish around the hoop. In transition come the Red Raiders. Overton, another turnover, steps on the end line. So there is Grant McCaslin. Wherever he goes, he has won. And you have been up close and personal for a big part of that, King. I know he recruited you when you went to Baylor. You played for him, and he is just a winner and a great man.
Phenomenal man, but you're right. No matter where he steps foot at, no matter it's Division II, JUCO, mid-major, high major, he just finds a way to get the best out of his players, and it's extremely impressive.
Carlos Rosario. No good. Gray with the foul. He'll head to the free throw line. Luke Gray, interesting story, from Edmond, Oklahoma. Went to Oklahoma Christian. That's the same school that Blake Griffin went to, and all that Gray did was break Blake Griffin's scoring record. So this is a guy who can put it in the bucket. Have an opportunity here. First free throw attempt, no good. (14-6), 12:51 left in the first half. Oral Roberts took that first haymaker out of the gate from Texas Tech as we look at the head coach there, Russell Springman, for Oral Roberts, and they're hanging in there. Anderson has his pocket picked. Quick hands for Robertson. Dribbles behind his back, deep three, drills it. All of a sudden, it was a 4-point game.
Pete, the confidence by Robertson right there. Right, could have went one-on-one to the rim. What did he decide to do? Pull back, put a three-point shot. I love the confidence right there by Robertson.
An aggressive scorer. So far, so good for him this evening. Robinson with 6 points. Kerwin Walton leaving Rosario in his wake. Dropping it off. Yalaho can't finish. Another three for Robinson. Rattles out, rebound by Walton.
That's the tempo that Oral Roberts wants to play with. They want to push the tempo, make you play faster than what you're used to, and get up a lot of threes.
How about that quick release by Walton? 14-10. But look at this. The Golden Eagles making a run, King.
Oral Roberts was down, but these guys are tough. They are not giving up. And if Darius Robinson keeps shooting shots like this and knocking them down, uh-oh.
Good look at Isaac McBride, and as he goes, go the Golden Eagles. So far tonight, a quiet performance, but that's more because of people just being all over him. I mean, we got to ride with McBride, right? I mean, if they're going to win, that's what they got to do. How about this? Take a look at this, King.
Coop, what's good, bro?
What up, man?
I appreciate you, man. Well, man, we got a good one. It's Cooper Kelly here, picking him up from baseball. It should be a gem of an episode, man. It's a privilege to have you on here, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. We're gonna hit probably like 9 speed bumps, so don't let that distract you, bro. But
let's do it.
Behind the wheel, and right there, he takes the pedal to the metal, going at the basket. He'll head to the free throw line, but how cool is that? Ride with McBride. Yeah. You discovered that, and you're doing your due diligence here, getting ready for this one.
Nice, super cool, super nice young man. I mean, I was introduced to him by Sam Patterson, assistant coach for Oral Roberts, and you know, he told me, Pete, that he wanted to be on this side of things when he's done playing. He wants to be a broadcaster, and you know, based off watching Ride with McBride and some of the other things he puts out on social media, it's extremely impressive. Because not only is he a really good basketball player, a really talented hooper, You know, he's such a great communicator off of the court. Typically, you don't see that too often.
No, you don't, and you see him communicating on the court, right? I mean, he is the alpha on this team. You watched him in practice today. He's at the controls, but you mentioned Sam Patterson. He was a video coordinator at Baylor for Scott Drew when you were playing there for the Bears, and now he's on the bench for Oral Roberts, so it all kind of comes together in the basketball world.
100%, and Sam Patterson and Grant McCasland was at Baylor together with me. Like you said, Sam was the video coordinator. Coach Mack was the assistant coach. Paul Mills is also an assistant coach. So it's just good to see guys moving up in this world.
Anderson moves to the basketball off the long rebound. Kerwin Walton controls. Top of the key. Hawkins in control. Oh, tried to thread the needle to Federico. Taken away. 14-11. The lead now is just 3. Robinson, top of the key, whips it over to McBride, who hasn't flinched, by the way. Coming off a game-high 17 in the Golden Eagles' last victory against Idaho State. McBride, 3 on the shot clock, gets it off against Anderson. Tried to draw the foul, was wide left. Shot clock violation goes off, but Texas Tech has the basketball, so they head the other way.
That's just great one-on-one defense right there by the freshman. Stays in front, 3 seconds to go. You know he's going to get it off. Doesn't foul the jump shooter. Really smart defense right there.
Oh, dropping it off for Robinson. Great shot fake. Too short. Rebound caroms out. Kerwin Walton comes out of the pack and drops it off for Overton. Overton lob. Federico finish.
That's just a great pass right there by Kevin Overton, who is known as a scorer. Only averaging 1 assist per game, but his vision, he's more than capable of being a passer.
Oral Roberts, 3 of 15 from the floor, still somehow down by just 5. And you tell me, how are they down by just 5 now? Shooting 20%. On the other side of that, you've got Texas Tech, 7 of 11, shooting 64%.
Well, Tech has 6 turnovers, and Oral Roberts also has 4 offensive rebounds that have led to 4 second chance points. So the offensive rebounding by Oral Roberts and the steals by Oral Roberts, getting in the passing lanes, creating turnovers, Tech just being careless with the basketball. That is how Oral Roberts is still in this ball game.
4 turnovers in the last 4 minutes and 17 seconds for the Red Raider. 20 on the shot clock. JoJo Moore set to inbound. Robinson, nice play drawn up out of the inbounds play, but was way off, hit the side of the backboard. Federico collects.
And this is one of the lineups in which I love for Texas Tech. Right, Darion Williams at the 4, Kevin Overton at the 3, Christian Anderson at the 1. This is one of their best, not only offensive lineups, but defensive lineups. When you look at Kevin Overton, his length, his wingspan, when you look at Christian Anderson, his ability to be able to guard the ball at the point of the attack, this is one of their best lineups on the year so far.
Darion Williams. If you look up versatility in the dictionary, you just might see his face in his name. He really just does it all. Was the first signee of the Grant McCasland era here at Texas Tech, and you just look at his stat line against Texas A&M: 11 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds. He does it all in big moments too.
You know, I will say in that Texas A&M game, I was looking for him to be more aggressive. Chance McMillan was aggressive. He only had 11 points. I was looking for Darion Williams to be more aggressive. But, Pete, it's a learning moment. It's a learning opportunity because he's never had to be that guy for a team. He's always been a second or third option. This year, it's a little bit different.
Yeah, how do you evolve? As you see 18-11, timeout on the floor called by Oral Roberts. We're going to stay here. How do you take that next step and become that go-to scorer? Because, like you mentioned, the fans here in Lubbock and guys like you who analyze the game know that he has it in him.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's moments like you saw against Texas A&M, right? I think those are the teaching moments in which Grant McCasland pulls up the film. He talks to him one-on-one and says, hey, we need you in games like this to be extra aggressive. I believe in you, but you have to believe in yourself. So ultimately, it's the coach instilling the confidence to let him know that you are that guy for us. You are the dude who, in moments where it's a close game, you will get the basketball. So he has to understand, and he has to know from moving forward, as conference play comes, and majority of games are one-possession ball games, when the going gets rough, Deron Williams has to be aggressive offensively.
And you just saw Grant McCasland there. He said after that Texas A&M loss, hey, we have the right team. We just have to be accountable for what we're not good at right now and get better at it. Miller from his hip. Skying for the rebound is Williams. Pumping it up court. Here is Overton. He hits the brakes. Left side. It's Williams again. Cross-court pass. Anderson. Wow, look at this tic-tac-toe passing from the Red Raiders. Chance McMillan! Flush!
And that right there is the perfect play that shows why Deron Williams is such a mismatch problem. He posted up, threw out the double, got the ball back on the swing, drove the gap, found the open man. His passing ability makes him dangerous.
6-0 Texas Tech run over the last 1 minute and 20 seconds. Launching a three, Skipper into the basketball game. Federico can't find the handle, and eventually coming over to steal it is Miller. Robinson resets. Shot clock at 10. Robinson off the dribble. And he has gone cold after 6 early points. Golden Eagles have missed their last 7 field goal attempts. They'll have to get it right. This break might be a good place to start.
And this is what makes Deron Williams so special. He sees the double. Whenever he posts up, mismatch problem at the 4, he passes the ball out of the double to create advantages for his teammates, gets the ball back, drives the closeout, and when he drives, his head is always up to be able to locate the cutters or the people behind the arc. Deron Williams' passing ability makes him so dangerous, and that's why he is such a pivotal point, a pivotal player for this Texas Tech team.
Yeah, and you see the defense will collapse on him when he has the basketball, and that opens up those passing lanes for him.
Yeah, because you know one-on-one when he's posting up, when he's in that mid-post area with his back is turned, one-on-one, he is very crafty. He understands how to get to 2. He understands how to score the basketball from that mid-post area, so you have to send a double. And when you send the double, he's more dangerous passing out of the double than he is scoring one-on-one.
As he remains on the floor, and the run will look to continue for Texas Tech. Federico underneath on Jones, gets the basket and is fouled.
That's one thing Federico has gotten so much better at. Getting low post position, not just on buckets or post-ups or seals, but even on the rebounds. On offensive rebounds, he gets great post position. And look at this right here. He gets the angle, makes it easy for Deron Williams, delivers the pass, uses his footwork and his length. That's just a good seal right there by Federico.
Yeah, and you talk to Grant McCasland, he's over the moon about his ability as a team defender and a shot blocker, and just with the know-how. This is gravy right here we're seeing on the offensive end. 6 points tonight.
Yeah, and this is something that where Coach Mack is starting to trust him more. So when Toppin comes back, you can put Federico at the 5, put Toppin at the 4 instead of playing Toppin at the 5, and have a lot of length on the floor, 1 through 5.
Oral Roberts haven't scored in 4 minutes now. Anderson races across half court and taps the brakes. Sets the table. Here is Deron Williams. Loses his footing and a travel. 7th turnover of the evening for Texas Tech. On the other side of that, Oral Roberts with 2. And that's why you look up at the scoreboard and you see just an 11-point gap between these two teams right now. The difference is stark. Pressure extended by Texas Tech.
I think this is a time where Isaac McBride has to look for a shot. Isaac McBride has to start being aggressive on the offensive side. Tech has done a really good job on him.
Just 1 point tonight for McBride. It's very clear, right, that he was at the top of the scouting report for Oral Roberts coming into this game, because they have been all over him. And Darian Williams, with those quick hands, knocks the basketball out of bounds. And McBride will inbound with 11 on the shot clock.
And look who they put on him, Kevin Overton, a guy who's known as an offensive dude, right? But he can also play defense, and Coach Mack trusts him enough to guard the opposing team's best player.
Yeah, Coach Mack today, we said, who's a guy off the bench that's just gritty? He said, before I was finished asking, Kevin Overton. Here he is with the grit, trying to make it three, can't do it. Offensive rebound by Federico, and there's a freshman from Atlanta, Christian Anderson, joining the party.
And I think that right there is what separates Christian Anderson from Elijah Hawkins. Christian Anderson's scoring ability when he is on the floor is better than Elijah Hawkins.
Oh, losing the basketball. McBride dives on the floor for it, and it gets away from him. Chance McMillan, thunder again. Second dunk of the game, and the run is extended to 13-0 over the past 4 minutes.
And it's done with this lineup. This lineup right here for Texas Tech. Not only are they great offensively, but defensively, this is their best lineup right now without Toppin on the floor. Let's take a look at this McMillan dunk, the second dunk that we have seen by him tonight. Good hustle right there by Overton to be able to get on the floor, and McMillan just pays it off on the other end. Pete, they say he was a shooter, but the way my man is getting up today.
Well, and he's listed at 6'3". I'll say maybe he's a little under that, because when he goes up to make those dunks, he soars. Under 6 minutes left in the first half. McBride battling off the glass, can't get it to fall. Remember, this is an Oral Roberts team that is undermanned tonight without Sam Alajiki. On the other end, Federico exploiting the soft tissue inside. The lead extends to 18 points, and the run is 15-0 over the last 4:21.
Get stops, get out in transition. If you don't get back, if you don't get matched up, this is the result. Elijah Hawkins finding Federico. When your big man runs the way that Federico runs, you gotta reward him.
Wow, what a great shot there. Thanks to our ESPN crew here in Lubbock. And there is Federico. 8 points tonight. 18-point advantage for Texas Tech. What has surprised you about this game so far, King?
Well, when you look at the turnovers that Tech has, I think that right there has to be something cleaned up moving forward. When you play games like this, you want to make sure that everything is crisp. And they haven't taken care of the basketball, and a lot of the turnovers that they have been unforced. So that's probably been the biggest thing that, kind of stands out to me in a sense, because they have to take care of the ball better moving forward.
Hands up, Harry, knocked away. Anderson. McMillan! The windmill layup off the glass in traffic. Makes it look easy. Texas Tech having some fun now. 17-0 run.
Because when they take care of the basketball, they can get almost whatever they want on the offensive side, because this is a top 25 offense in the country.
McBride from the elbow. Offensive foul first. 20-point advantage.
It's right here, just a beautiful heads-up pass. 3-on-1 break. McMillan with a little bit of jelly right there.
And Coach McCaslin talks about it, right? Rhythm. The Red Raiders have found theirs tonight. McMillan launches a three off the mark. Strong rebound by Carlos Rosario. Oh, that quick first step by Robinson. Nothing but the bottom of the net.
Well, Robinson is a true three-level scorer. I mean, he wants to shoot the three, but he can get to his midi. He can get all the way to the cup. He is a true definition of a three-level scorer.
Anderson goes to his left. Has a mismatch right now, looking to exploit it. Picks up his dribble and kicks it back to Hawkins. Federico, he really seems headstrong. Drops it off for Williams. who seems to be in a rhythm himself, draining a three.
His basketball IQ, we talk about Federico, is something that doesn't get talked enough, right? 8 seconds on the shot clock. He calls for the basketball, knows where to go with it, sets the screen to free up Darion Williams. That is high-level basketball IQ from your 5-man.
And there's a real opportunity for him right now. You know, JT Toppin is out of the ball game. They're expecting him back within the next few games, or a few days, we should say, as we have a timeout on the floor. We'll come back, get back to that point about big men. But the big story here, Texas Tech way ahead, 3:50 left in the first half.
McMillan. This guy right here is having a night. You know what? Not just a night. He's having a season. He's just doing what he's been doing all season long, getting it done in transition, getting to the rim, being able to dish the ball off when needed, cutting. He does it all. He's extremely versatile. You can tell that he has worked on his game and that he has improved. He took the offseason to really improve on his craft because it is paying off for zero.
12 points tonight on 5 of 6 shooting as we see Miller hit the big free throw. Look at that line right there. And you think about it, assists just 1, but that's because everybody's been passing him the ball. When you have the hot hand, that tends to happen. I love learning about these guys, and I learned this last year when you and I had Texas Tech's big comeback win against Kansas State in this building. Hot sauce from the N1 mixtape tour. That's how Chance McMillan fell in love with basketball. And you see, he plays with a little sauce.
He just plays at a really smooth pace. And he just reads the game. You can tell that last year, right, he was trying to get acclimated to this level. Coming from Grand Canyon, there's a major difference from Grand Canyon to the Big 12. This year, he's figured it out. He's confident. He just looks like he belongs. I mean, last year he showed moments in which we saw that. But this year, every single time he's on the floor, he knows what he's doing. He's always in control. He knows where his shots are coming from. The confidence is just at a whole different level.
And you see it paying off, right? This is his 134th college game. He's got that comfort in his own skin, or should I say uniform. Wearing it like a loose shirt. Allen into the lane, kicks it out. Long three from Rosario, no good. Anderson skies for the board. 6'2", 165, went high flying there. 3 minutes and a half. Anderson's going to try to do it at both ends, no good. Federico brings it down, back up off the mark. Rosario breaks out of the corner, off the window, falls. Quick timeout for Coach Grant McCasland. He has a quick talking, or has a quick chat, I should say, with Christian Anderson.
And he doesn't like the shot that Christian Anderson took. I mean, it was a block attempt that was really early in the shot clock, coming off of the screen. Coach McCasland looks at him, trying to coach him, right? You're up 19, still trying to coach the freshman. That's not a good shot. When the games are closer, when you're in a one-possession ball game, every possession is valuable. You have to value each time you have the basketball, and right there, not a good shot by the freshman.
And there was a lot of intensity. I was very impressed, you know, having been to Coach McCasland's shoot-arounds before. It's always high intensity, right? Guys are on point, very crisp. Today was no different, right? They're playing a team out of the Summit League that's missing one of the best players, but still, everything at 110%.
You know, I was impressed with Christian Anderson and how he took coaching. They were on him. The coaching staff was on him the whole shoot-around, like literally getting on him the whole shoot-around. But I was so impressed with how that young man said, yes, sir, kept it moving, and took coaching. A lot of guys cannot do that, Pete. Taking coaching, especially in a day we talk about NIL where guys are making so much money, taking coaching is something that I think has gotten lost.
Yeah, and as a freshman, Anderson able to take that instruction and move forward with it. Here's Hawkins launching the tray. Another rebound for Federico. 6 on the night for him. Darion Williams going to launch a 3. Doesn't hit anything. 2:10 on the clock. Coming up on the half. 36-17, Texas Tech with the advantage. See Kerwin Walton back into the basketball game. Quick break coming up for Elijah Hawkins. Nice cut and a big finish from Luke Gray.
That was just a great job right there by ORU. Draw up the side pick and roll, but slip it with no backside help. Gets it done almost every single time.
Yeah, credit the freshman, JoJo Moore, with the assist. At the other end, a freshman trying to get his, Christian Anderson.
All right, let's take a look at this. You line up in a four cross, you alleviate the backside help. Good slip right there because they hard hedge every single ball screen. Good dunk by Christian Gray.
Chance McMillan, beautiful play drawn up out of the inbounds. Drains a three. It is his night, 15 points. I wonder if during the Christmas season they call him Chance the Rapper, if he puts a lot of Christmas gifts together.
That's one of those dad jokes, huh?
Here's Moore trying to capitalize on that beautiful assist early. Knifing to the hole, elevating, can't get it to fall. Federico brings it down. Kerwin Walton with that quick trigger. Gray trying to wrestle the rebound away from the Red Raiders, falls out of bounds. And the basketball will go the other way to the Golden Eagles.
And that's one thing that we really haven't seen Kerwin Walton do in the last 4 games. He's only averaging 1 point. He hasn't really been able to score the basketball like we typically see him. And even though he's not a high scorer, his presence from beyond the arc is still something that I think we haven't seen him do what he does best yet.
Robinson on a mission. So quick, maybe a little too fast for his own 2 feet, and eyes there as he throws it away, trying to get it to McBride.
And we talked about Chance McMillan on the offensive side. Well, right there, that is an area in which Grant McCasland has challenged this young man. Defensively on the perimeter, staying in front of the basketball, causing pressure, forcing turnovers. We see him get it done right there.
12-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. McMillan finds Federico, who finishes nicely.
Good patience off the pick and roll. Federico does a good job actually making contact on ball screens, which allows him to be wide open on the roll.
McBride. Game clock coming up on 10. Oh, Roberts going to play for the last shot. McBride wants to make it his. Clock's at 2. Long 3. So the half comes to an end on an Oral Roberts miss. Electric.
It's extremely efficient, but it helps when, for Federico, when you have good guards, and with Chance McMillan, when you're getting it done on the defensive side and you're able to get easies in transition, it also helps Pete.
Darion Williams trying to help his team's cause, finding Kerwin Walton. Walton with that quick trigger. Just misses and fighting for the rebound. It'll go to Oral Roberts. Top of the key, Navarro swings it left side. Early foul trouble, sideline Josh Jones. Here he is starting out the second half with 2 fouls. Gets it out to Robinson, who goes back to Jones, who dribbles off his foot.
It was great outside defense right there. Jones had a wide open layup, but Darion Williams stepped over last minute, forced the turnover, and once again we see Federico cleaning it up on the offensive side.
Yeah, he's really starting now to flirt with a double-double. 14 points, 7 rebounds. A whistle, and we'll head the other way. Offensive foul on McBride.
Once again, good one-on-one defense. Hawkins has not been great offensively for Texas Tech this year, but defensively, that's where he has been able to help his team, and right there we saw why. One-on-one, staying in front of the basketball, forcing McBride to push off because he can't get around you.
Hawkins trying to get around Jones, who has whistled for a foul. It is his 3rd. And in talking to folks around the Oral Roberts program today, that was the knock on Jones. Just trying to keep himself out of foul trouble. Fouled out in their last game of victory against Idaho State, and now he'll take a seat on the bench in favor of Luke Gray. And he's a guy that they need inside, especially when you talk about somebody like Aljiki being out. The numbers are low for Oral Roberts. They need all the help they can get. Williams, short.
And if you're Oral Roberts, and you hope that Aljiki isn't out for very long.
Oh, Hawkins. Offensive foul is called. Hawkins with that sly grin, didn't like it.
Let's take a look at it. Let's see. Yeah, that right arm extended a little bit. Whenever you see the right arm or the left arm, one of the arms extend and come forward, typically that's going the other way.
McBride gets it into the corner. Miller fighting his way out of it against Walton. Walton pokes it away. Miller gets it back. Using that pivot foot, can't get it done. Nice defense by Kerwin Walton.
Texas Tech doing a really good job with their perimeter defense. When ORU gets to the paint, they're able to chest up and not allow any angles. And that right there is a good sign for a guy who has not hit a three in the last 4 games.
Yeah, he led Texas Tech in three-point shooting, almost 48% last year. It's the second-best single-season percentage in school history. Red Raider fans happy to see him get on track with that three. Lead has now swelled to 27 points. Navarro, the only lefty on the squad, goes left, gets it to Gray, who gets it back to him. Federico with the rejection, but is whistled for the foul. Another look, and they'll get Walton with the foul.
Maybe on the body right there. I can see the foul. Federico got it clean. Walton hit the body.
Navarro misses his first free throw attempt. Back into the basketball game, you see the freshman Christian Anderson. Navarro buries the second free throw. Red Raiders with the basketball, up 26, shooting 56% on the evening. McMillan, straight away three, knocks it down.
That's such a great play right there. They called that the zoom action. Running Chance McMillan baseline, sending them right up the middle for a dribble handoff. Super hard angle if you're a guard to guard that.
McBride into traffic. Too strong. McMillan. The show continues. Robinson says, hey, I'll take it from here. Here's Navarro. Maybe one pass too many. Gray with the right-handed hook shot is fouled, and he'll shoot 2. Let's take another look at this, and then I got a question for you as I want to talk to you a little bit about Chance McMillan. But
hey, look at this. Chance McMillan starts in the corner, zoom action. They think he's going to run through. Now you have to chase all the way from the corner to the up screen. Federico does a good job making contact. Such a hard action to guard, especially when you got an elite shooter like Chance McMillan.
You talk about a game like this as we see the missed free throw by Gray, where obviously Texas Tech is a heavy favorite. But Chance McMillan, 18 points, 7 of 8 shooting, 3 of 4 from 3. Can you give us some context on what this means for a player's confidence early in the season like this before you go into Big 12 play?
Yeah, because it kind of just shows you, Pete, that you can do it because you've done it. So you've had games in which you've been able to put up those numbers, put up high scoring outputs, right? Being able to show your pick and roll reads, right? It gives you confidence because you get in-game experience, right? You think that games like this, when you're up by 29, don't really matter, but they do because, like you said, confidence, especially for a young man like Kerwin Walton who's been struggling. Games like this is where you gain your confidence. If you do what you're supposed to, right? The minutes that you go, the minutes that you play, they are extremely valuable, not only to you building confidence as a player, but for your coach building confidence in you as a player as well.
Yeah, it goes two ways as Anderson drops it off for Overton. Anderson launches around and out. Oral Roberts shooting just 19%. Miller'd like to change that. Just draws iron. .20 on the shot clock for Overton, who finds Federico. Overton almost loses it. Federico bails him out. Now it's his turn on the block. From South Sudan. Gets his own rebound and will head back to the free throw line. And with those misses and collections, he now has a double-double. 16 and 10 for Federico. A chance for him to add to it after this break. 49-20. Red Raiders. To go to a shoot-around and talk with Grant McCasland. It is an educational experience, and you see right there, finishing his or a part of his educational experience, Kerwin Walton, the psych major, getting his degree on Saturday. Pretty exciting stuff.
Yeah, you know, I'll tell you one thing, if you're Kerwin Walton, one of the hardest things I ever had to do in my life, Pete, was to graduate in December and find the motivation to go to class the next semester. Man, when I tell you that I was struggling going to class because I already got my degree. My mom is happy with me. My family is proud of me because I got my degree. So why am I going to class, Pete?
Because Coach Jerome Tang was probably waiting on you if you missed. He's probably checking them, that's why.
You know, shout out to Dee Campbell, who actually works at Texas Tech now. I think she's the SWA here at Texas Tech. I saw her today. We were talking to her and shoot around. She was the academic advisor, and she was the reason I was going to class every single day. Not every single day. I'm lying. Sorry, Mom. But she's the reason why I went to class majority of the time fast.
Well, no, that's the part of this, and that's why we're seeing success here at Texas Tech, and that's why we continue to see success at a school like Baylor and a program like Kansas State. I mean, it starts at the top and trickles down, but it's about accountability, and it's about the greater good, right? It's more than just playing basketball.
And that's what you see. I mean, a guy like Kerwin Walton has had a really good career, but I mean, you can just tell by his demeanor, by his personality. I mean, it's more on the side of, hey, academics, right? I'm here to be a student athlete. He really embodies the whole student athlete mantra.
Well, and the guy's no stranger to success. You know, he played in a national championship game with North Carolina not too long ago, and he's extremely effective on the court here for Texas Tech. But, you know, Coach McCasland would love to see him find his rhythm on the court as they head into the Big 12. See Walton's making up for the miscues with hustle, but the turnover happens anyways. Robinson into the forecourt, pulls it back out and sets the table. How about this matchup? Federico and Robinson, just about a foot difference between them. And now here we are on the block. You're getting your first look right there. Mafak Majak.
Well, Federico doing a great job one-on-one, not allowing Robinson any driving angle, staying in front of the basketball, and that's hard to do at his size of 6'11".
Majak at 7'3". A little late to the party there. Federico, 2 more points.
And one thing we've seen from Chance McMillan, his passing out of the pick and roll, being able to create that angle where it's 2-on-1, find the right man, find the wide open guy, hit the right pass. He's done that time and time again tonight.
Underneath, Federico straight up. Nice defense, gets the block, shot clock. Under 10. Left side, JoJo Moore. Gonna have to pull the trigger, does, and finishes.
Right there, that's what you want, Pete. One-on-one when you have a big man. Federico did not allow an open three, did not allow a drive to the rim. Forced the freshman into the mid-range jump shot. That is what you want, a contested mid-range jump shot. You're living with that if you're Grant McCasland.
Oh, backdoor Anderson. Nice hook by the big fella, Federico, who is doing it all tonight, finding the freshman. Rosario tried to get the back door to open up. Went from Najok, trickles out of bounds. So Russell Springman's team right now down 53-24. An opportunity to learn a lot about his team early before they go into the Summit League. There he is right there. 17 years on the bench with Rick Barnes. Extremely successful as an assistant there and at ORU, and is now man in the head seat for the Golden Eagles. Trying to turn things around amid some early season injuries. Williams, silky smooth.
Silky smooth.
McBride weaves his way into the lane, rattles out on him. Last touch, they'll say, by Texas Tech will stay here.
And you know, Pete, you talked about the injuries. I think that's one of the hardest things about coaching. And we was talking to Coach McCasland about this before, but even Russell Springman is dealing with it right now with Jiki out, right? It's hard not knowing who is going to be able to play or if your guy is going to be able to play when you're going into a big game like this one, right? You know, Alajiki hurts himself in the last few minutes of the game against Idaho State on a hustle play, right? He makes a hustle play. That's what you want to see. However, he ends up getting hurt. Now, your second best player, your leading rebounder, is out for arguably your biggest game of the season up to this point.
No, and then as we see the miss right there by Elijah Hawkins, you're also without, if you're Oral Roberts, Sir Isaac Heron, who is out for the season with an injury. Another big man that went down early. Fighting through injuries, and right now a very difficult Texas Tech team. The Golden Eagles having trouble. Hawkins slows down the pace, but then quickly finds Anderson, who drains it. Lot to like about the freshman.
They run the threes in transition. That's why they're top 15 in the country when it comes to three-point field goal percentage. They take good ones. They share the basketball. They knock it down from deep, Pete.
Jackson Skipper hoists the three. Darian Williams, cross court. Anderson gonna try it from the other side, off the heel. Big rebound for Overton. Hawkins continues to distribute. It is the holiday season after all. Hustle from Yaraho. Another opportunity. Hawkins. Splash.
Look at the hustle right there. Up 30.
31 now. Oh, no.
34.
34.
And
after that.
And this is what you want to see out of your team, though. You want to see them still compete at a high level, still play the same way that got them the lead. They're hustling for loose balls, 50-50 possessions, offensive rebounds. They're sharing it. Very, very unselfish. Typically in games like this, Pete, it's like, all right, we're up by 34. Let me go get mine. Let me go boost my numbers. Let me go add to my stats. But no, these guys are sharing the basketball, getting wide open shots for their teammates.
10 minutes left in the game. Najok controls at 7-3 in the midpoint. Throws it away. Overton, the hustle, the grit, the dunk! And the timeout is called by the Golden Eagles. The run is 8-0. The lead is 36. 9:49 left. We'll step aside.
Bethany knows that they have to get a lot better, especially when they're going into conference play.
You can feel the passion and the energy just ooze off him. JoJo Moore emerges from the bench, rattles home a tray.
But on the other side of things, Russell Springman wasn't happy at all. And primarily due to the possession in which Texas Tech got 4 offensive rebounds back-to-back. That's just not effort. That's not what Russell Springman wants to see out of his players.
I mean, you won't say it, so I will. He could be frustrated because he lost the King McClure recruiting battle when he was at Texas back in the day.
Shout out Jerome Tang, man.
Thrown to the floor is Darion Williams. You know, Coach Tang, who obviously has a decorated career coaching-wise and recruiting-wise, he gets King McClure, but Russell Springman did get Kevin Durant. So,
and that's way better than King McClure. Tech up by 33 when we come back. Malhotra with GAs. Now John Jacobs is the head coach of Florida Atlantic. Aditya Malhotra is his assistant. I mean, the Scott Drew coaching tree is extremely impressive.
And it's extended to strong guys like we were talking about Isaiah Austin earlier today, coaching at FIU with John Jacobs.
Yeah, he's there at FAU too. I mean, it's wow. I can't believe Isaiah's the coach. Wow. Shout out my man Isaiah Austin. My man could get buckets. He could score with the best of them. You talk about Wemby, right? You talk about Wemby. He'll love that I'm saying this. I don't know if he's listening right now. But you talk about Wemby, Victor Wembanyama, at 7'4", the way he could move. Isaiah Austin at 7 foot was moving like not as well as Wemby, but he was the closest thing that I probably have seen, him and Bol Bol, to a Wemby.
No, now he's been able to pass that on to some of the younger players down at FIU with Coach Jacobs, and we're seeing Grant McCaslin's team here. They did so well last year. All Coach McCaslin has done as a head coach is win, and that's a reflection of the success and the learning and the maturation under a coach like Scott Drew. As we see another basket right there, that was Emily Yalaho. But all those guys having such success, it's almost surreal. Long three from Miller. Did you have any idea when you were there how lucky you were, or that these coaches just had so much to offer the rest of the world?
I mean, I think one thing that Scott Drew did a really good job of is he gives his assistant coaches voices. A lot of programs can't say that. A lot of times the head coach is the only voice that you listen to, and that's who has to say so. But when it comes to scouts, when it comes to, you know, just running practices, he does an amazing job of giving his assistant coaches voices.
31-point advantage for Texas Tech, 7:46 left in the contest.
Every game is like a March Madness game.
There's not gonna be no easy games regardless of where you are in the standings.
Every single possession is a dog fight.
Be ready to play every night.
Very tough league, and it's gonna come down to who wants it more.
Every possession counts. You can't take a play off.
No lead is safe.
Who's alongside King McClure as we see what the Red Raiders are about to get into when it comes to the Big 12. One more non-conference game against Lamar on the 21st of this month, and then you get it going with UCF to start that Big 12 slate. 20 conference games this year.
Man, I mean, there's no off night. Even the teams who are at the bottom, who have picked the preseason, you know, like the bottom of the bottom, they're still hard outs. Oklahoma State, Utah, UCF, those guys will still give you a run for your money. And you have to be locked in. I mean, that would be my biggest advice. To anybody playing in the Big 12, you have to be locked in and forget what happened the game before. Whether you got beat by 20, whether you won by 20, you have to put that in the past and focus one game at a time and be locked in for a whole 40 minutes.
Coach McCaslin says he talked to someone who he really thinks highly of, involved with analytics, and the person said, hey, you know, you guys have a team that basically could get a 3 seed in the NCAA tournament. You know, around that, he said the bad news is you're probably the 6th best team in the Big 12. Oh, Federico, another one thrown down.
I feel like every single year, Pete, we talk about the Big 12 being the best league, and they just keep adding, and it just keeps getting deeper and deeper and deeper. I mean, when you add a team like Arizona, even though they're not having a great start to the season, although all of their losses have been to high-quality opponents, quad 1 losses, so I feel like we should pump the brakes a little bit on talking bad about them. But I still think you add a team like them, add Arizona State, add Utah, add
you see Colorado.
Yeah, adding Colorado.
Won in the NCAA tournament last year.
And they produce pros. I mean, The teams are getting better and better, and this league is getting stiffer. Oh, don't do that.
Darion Williams racing over here after a loose ball.
I thought he was going to jump across the table, Pete. I was about to slide, about to roll out the way, Pete.
You guys can't see this, but King's sweater is way too nice for any full contact activity like that. See that? Looking pretty good.
It's not even about the sweater. It's just Darion Williams at 6'7", like 230. I don't want to be on the receiving end of that.
That's a Christmas gift nobody wants. Overton. Wow, the extra pass trying to get Walton going. Can't do it. Hawkins feeds Federico, threads the needle. Wow, this Federico gets better and better with every second, and he finds McMillan. It's been the two of them all night.
He's done a good job making decisions when he catches the basketball. His vision has been on display.
JoJo Moore with 2 more. He has 4 quick points. 71-43 is the score. Full court pressure extended. Hawkins battles his way across half court against McBride. Watch those two play. It certainly doesn't feel like this game has been blown as wide open as it has been. All right, so Walton loses the handle. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll stay here. If you're Kerwin Walton, I mean, you've been there. You had such a successful career at Baylor, but, you know, there's speed bumps along the way. How do you snap out of this before the biggest conference slate of your life?
Well, for a guy like him who is known as a shooter, you just have to keep shooting. You can't lose confidence because that is what you are out there to do. Knock it down from deep. So when you get looks like that, you have to be able to continuously shoot. No matter if they're falling, no matter if they're going in, you have one job, you need to do it well. You need to get up attempts because eventually, he's such a good shooter. They're going to drop, they're going to fall. So he can miss 10 in a row, but then turn around and make the next 13.
I mean, and just to give some context, the reason I asked that question is because last year he put together the second best single season shooting from beyond the arc slate from anyone ever in Texas State history, or Texas Tech history, excuse me, 48% from the three-point line. But right now, tonight, you see he's 1 of 5 from beyond the arc. And that's a theme that has been playing out over the course of the past week or so.
And I think that's one thing that shooters know, and he's old enough to where he's been in enough ball games, and he understands no matter what's going on, no matter what type of slump you were in, you have to shoot it out. It's not even a matter of getting reps up outside of practice. It's just a matter of seeing one go in and continuously to be confident. I think a lot of times when you get to this level, Pete, I think shooting is more mental than physical. Man, I think when you're a really good shooter, you have to have that confidence to know that the ball is going in order for it to go in. Like, yes, you can put up reps. Yes, you can get shots up outside of practice, get on the gun or whatever. But I think when you come into an environment where there's 15,000 people either cheering for you or they're going against you, they're rooting against you, it is 100%, probably 90% mental.
And you see he's got the support of his teammates. They're all feeding him the basketball. Here is McBride. Wow, how about that pass? Whips it over to Moore. 2 on the shot clock. Double clutch, gets it off. JoJo Moore is saying, hey, I'm going to leave my fingerprints on this game no matter what happens. Another 2 points for JoJo Moore. 17 for him on the night. King, don't lie to me. Tell me you knew that Moore had 17 points.
I knew that. I've been paying attention.
Federico to the rim, absorbs contact, hits it, and he'll go to the free throw line. 3:50 left, 30-point advantage. Chance for Federico to tack on one more after this. If you're going to perform, you got to be one of King's kings, right? Or this is what it takes to be one of the upper echelon guys in the conference. There is JT Toppin out tonight with an injury. But what do you like about these guys so much?
Yeah, I mean, these 5 guys have had, up to this point of the season, have impressed me the most. I mean, Keyshawn Gilbert has Iowa State playing at a high level, and not just Iowa State, but him personally. is playing out of his mind. J.T. Toppin been a man amongst boys. Javon Small leading the Big 12 in scoring right now. We knew what he could do with Oklahoma State last year, but we're seeing him take it to a next level at West Virginia. And these bottom two are freshmen in which nobody is talking about. Jason Sanan, don't be surprised if he's a first-round draft pick or a draft pick in the next 2 years. I mean, he's leading Arizona State in scoring. He is a true two guard that can get buckets with the best of them at 6'4". And Igor Dimon is an absolute problem. When we talk about guys like Cooper Flatt, we talk about VJ Edgecombe, we talk about Trey Johnson, Ace Bailey, Dylan Harper. Igor Dimon is in the same category, the same boat as these guys. A 6'10" point guard that can pass the ball like Luka. He is incredible. If you haven't seen him, go see him. But those 5 guys have been the most impressive so far up to this point of the season.
No, I love it. I appreciate you laying it out for us, guys, to watch this year, because there's just so much turnover in college basketball and in the conference. Teams playing all the way to the final buzzers. You see some great hustle plays. And while we were talking about Kings, I think it was pretty obvious that Federico is trying to make a push to be a member of that club. He finishes the game. Well, goes off the court, by the way, to a standing ovation. Did Federico. He's got a career-high 23 points, 11 of 13 shooting, 12 rebounds. I mean, I feel like, made strides tonight. He already had a nice career making the NCAA tournament last year at Pitt, but I think here in Texas Tech, you mentioned it, really earning the respect of his teammates and the confidence of his coaches.
Yeah, he's just getting more and more comfortable, and that's what you want to see. I mean, at this point of the season in December, with all the roster turnover that we're seeing in the country, who can gel the quickest? Who can mesh together the fastest will be the teams in which get success early on. But Grant McCasland cares about March. He's like, it's not about meshing right now. It's about being able to mesh when it matters the most. And as we see Federico, right, he'll have to make another adjustment when J.T. Toppin comes back, because he's playing well right now without Toppin. So how will he play alongside of Toppin? Can he play alongside Toppin? That would be the next step for him.
And it could really help out this club. Opportunities arise when certain guys go down, and maybe they're growing here with Toppin off the floor, and when they get him back, they'll even be stronger.
Like we talked about earlier, Pete, it's all about confidence. Right? A game like this for Federico just grows his confidence. To be able to get a double-double regardless of opponent, now he's starting to believe in himself. He's starting to believe in the coaches, starting to trust in the game plan, starting to understand where his minutes are going to come from. So I think that games like this, where we talked about earlier, build confidence for certain players.
(79-45), 2:19 left. McBride now off the floor. We've got some substitutions coming in for Texas Tech. As you see, Chance McMillan having a phenomenal night. 20 points on 8 of 9 shooting to go with 5 assists. Such a knowledgeable crowd here, too, in Lubbock. You saw Kerwin Walton earlier get that 3. Oh, and a big bucket right there. The crowd on its feet for Francis, who goes up with the right hand.
And you
comes down to a lot of applause.
You love to see how the teammates celebrate when certain guys who don't really play get in the game and get a bucket, right? I think that shows the type of person, the type of player, the type of guy that he really is. And look at this right here about Francis. This good patience, attacks the rim hard, and look at the bench celebration. Look at it. It shows the type of guy you are when the bench celebrates your success like this.
And the junior Jack Francis is officially on the board tonight. And you hear Coach McCasland talk. He chatted with us about it, about top to bottom, how important those guys are. Guys that make practice tough on the starters. I mean, you experienced that, I'm sure, at Baylor, where there's certain guys who are just a little bit of a nuisance during the practice schedule.
Well, one reason why he has a special place in his heart to walk on is because he was one of those guys. No, really. He was actually one of those guys. Coach McCasland was one of those guys who was just tough. Right? He always asked him, what was your game? I asked him that one time we were in practice, like, what was your play style? He said, I wasn't that good. I was just tough. I was just super tough. I was scrappy. He was the guy diving on the floor for the loose balls. So it's almost like his coach's personality, how he wants his team to play. Like, that's how he was as a player.
Green into the basketball game with a big rebound. Anderson directs the traffic. Yalaho controls. Coming up on a minute here in Lubbock. 81-47. Anderson, three. Around and down. 11 points for Christian Anderson.
I think he is going to be great for Red Raider fans. I think that he is a guy in which, in the next few years, we're talking about an all Big 12 caliber player. That's the type of potential that Anderson has.
More into the basketball game for Oral Roberts, making quick work of his opportunity, knocking down three. The lead is 34. Green, backdoor, extra pass, Yalaho, too strong, but flying in with the finish, and a nice job. The freshman Leon Horner enters the fray and makes quick noise. Off the dribble. Yalaho with the rebound, and Coach McCaslin calls off the Dogs. (86-50) will be the final score tonight from Lubbock. Texas Tech improves to 10-1 all time against Oral Roberts, and now they have won 37 straight non-conference games here in Lubbock.
And this is what you want to see if you're Coach McCaslin.